Well, hello people, so it's Peter here down in the old man shed. Here I am in all my glory. And as you can see, over my shoulder I've got the shed door open because it's an absolutely glorious day here down in southeast London today. The sun's shining. It's 12 degrees, look, judging by the what my phone tells me. Yeah, it's not t-shirt weather yet. I've still got to wear a fleece just to keep that bit warm, but as you can see, the shed door's wide open and you can see the nice huge tree outside, sun shining on it. But yeah, so lovely. So I'll come down and make a video just to keep in touch, checking in with everybody and telling you what's happening with the layout, what little bits and pieces are planned. And oh, hold on, first things first, this is for you, Robert. All right, here we go. There we are. Not tea, mate, coffee. I don't know if that's a message from my wife or not, I don't know. Is that supposed to tell me something? I don't know. It's the old Dad's Army. I wonder if she's saying something, I don't know. Anyway, so there we are, Robert, all right. And Robert, because this is how you're starring most of your videos now, I've nicknamed you Robert the Tea, all right. I could be Peter the Coffee, but you're definitely Robert the Tea. One last thing. So yeah, what we've been doing, I'll turn you around and show you the layout. There's a couple of bits that I've going to get. I've got 2 things on order on the internet, and they're just little detailing parts for the TMD yard and 2 areas of the layout. On two parts of the layout I've got workmen working on the track, and this company, they sell those little bags and they're full of ballast, the sort of bags that you get if you're getting some DIY work and you get it delivered by the B&Q, whoever it is, and these big reinforced sacks. Well, I've got a packet of those on order so they can have their little sacks of ballast on hand, because they don't need a ballast train, they're just doing a bit of work. So that's coming. And in the TMD yard, these access stairs, like to a gantry, so that they've got access to the loco. But that one I'm undecided, because my TMD yard is already full of little bits and pieces, and it's possibly more cluttered than what the original would be anyway. So well, I'll just have to see what happens, if I like that or not. So we'll have to wait and see. So they're coming. You can hear I've got a couple of trains running around. I'll show you them in a minute. And at the end of this video, we'll also, got some trains running where I spliced the clips, the short clips I put onto Facebook. I'll then join all together now to make a longer session on these sort of videos. All right, so there's a whole load of clips coming on from after me chatting to you. But now, the other day I was talking to Alan at Dragon Junction Mark II about. I was in the shed and I'm playing trains, and out the corner of my eye I see a bit of movement, and blow me, a little spider. Well, I say little, it was fair size, but mind you, Alan, he had a spider. I don't know if I think he's got it on a video. He had a monster. I don't think it's a bloody British spider what you had there, Alan. I don't know. But yeah, so I had this little spider, and I nearly got hold of him, but the little bugger ran away from me and got underneath the tunnel, underneath the top deck of the Torridon Road estate up there, So he got in, so nothing I can do. So I just thought to myself, don't like the idea of him getting run over by a train coming through, but hey, I was going to sort of save him and get him out there in the big wide world, but what can you do? But you'll see, following on from this video, because I've already done it, and that's when I noticed it, to rub salt into the wounds, the little bugger is riding around on my trains. Yeah. So I didn't notice it at the time. It was only when I was looking back at the video, and he's on the yellow ballast wagon. So that's your that's your task, all right. When you're looking at the video, see if I'll do actually show you where he was, but until you see that, see if you can spot my little spider. He's bloody taking the piss, he is, honestly, yeah. So I've got to keep a look out for him. But hey, that's the joys of a garden shed layout, isn't it? You know, you can't keep the little sods out. So hey ho, one of the things. But right, I'll turn you around and let's have a look at some of the trains, the two trains that are running round, and then I'll tell you what I did also to the layout as regards a bit of weathering. Right, so here we go, looking down my favourite view of the layout, but it's because this is where I can sit, and so this is the view I mostly get, because I've not got a lot of space left in the shed with the layout down, but still. And there's, yeah, two trains running, so the two 68 TPEs, they're running around in the consist, and I'm happy to say they run exactly, well, as near as damn it, as a pair. There's no pushing or shoving on them, they just run sweetly throughout the speed range. So, got a set of Mark V coaches on order from Accurascale, or Accurascale, yeah. So obviously when they come through, which is a good few months away yet I guess, I'll just have these two running around because they run so well together. And then when the coaches do come through, once you get all the coupling up and seeing there's no problems with them coupled together, I'll have an unusual sight of a passenger train appearing on Torridon Road every now and then, alright? So that'll be an unusual sight because Torridon Road is primarily just for the motive power and freight really, more than passenger stock. But that's what I'll do with them. So that takes care of these gorgeous 68s. They're running superbly, and yeah, unlike the Hattons, it was great just to I've forgotten what it's like to get product that works straight out the box, because the 66 coming round is the very first 66 I bought of the 6 that I now own, and so this one I ummed and ahed about getting because you know, the 66 was released to great excitement from everybody, and then the sound versions had got delivered out, and then the reports started coming back to the forums about the QC quality controls issues that they had, and one particular loco, the one that has the very large headlamp, well, the daytime running light doesn't work, and there's nothing you can do apart from put on the fix from illuminated models. So we knew that was a problem, and then all the issues started coming through about axle hubs falling off and wobbling and God knows what else. And you know, I was looking, I was going to get one because I love my 66s, and I thought this was the one that was everybody all singing and all dancing, does this, that and the other. So when I saw the reports, I thought, well, it's a lottery. But I punted for getting one because I thought to myself, if the bodywork is fine, then I will persevere with doing the fixes on the axle boxes, which, as you know, become quite adept at doing, and made videos showing you what to do with them. And I now have 6 perfectly running Hatton 66s now, because they've all had the axle boxes modification done and they all run well. But this is the very first one I bought, full asking price, before they discounted them to get rid of them. And yes, the bodywork was superb, so I thought, oh, that's good. And all it seemed was wrong was the axle boxes, and I thought to myself, well, I can fix that. But before I got round to doing that, I put the sound chip in. And when you put a sound chip in, so that you have all the functions on the loco, there are a range of dip switches under the bonnet, under the body shell there, that you've got to put in a certain configuration for whichever chip you're putting in. And when it was running around on just a straightforward 6-pin decoder, I think, just to sort of see if, what it was like, everything worked. Then I got the sound decoder for it, put that in, changed the dip switches, put power to it, no lights whatsoever. Nothing. And I thought, oh blimey, so it's going to have to, before I do any work on it, I'm going to have to send it back anyways. But then I just thought to myself, well, what could possibly be wrong? Maybe the switches aren't making a very good contact because, you know, new loco, who knows, you know, never been touched from the factory. So I persevered and kept on jiggling around with the DP switches, moving them backwards and forwards, jiggling them across and whatever. Then went back to the configuration it should be to have the lights working under a sound decoder, and lo and behold, the lights were on. So I thought, yeah, you know, that's what it is, leave it alone. So I went through all the light sequences, but still another little hiccup. One nighttime running light at the end did not work, and it was the end, the number 2 end, which is the way Hattons send out their 66s. The number 2 end is the end that's under the grille. These being American stroke Canadian built locos, I'm not sure which country. The Americans have their number 1 cab ends is the end that's normally got the exhaust at that end, and sure enough, the 66, the number 1 cab end, should be the end under the exhaust. And that's the way I like looking at most of my locos going around, these 66s, a lot of them are that way. So that end, all the lights worked. So I thought, well, I was going to change the direction of travel anyway in the CV. So that just meant that the nighttime running light at the back end didn't work. The red lights worked, but not the nighttime running lights. Well, you know, you never see it because I don't have it going backwards and forwards without a rake of wagons on it. So it was no problem. So yeah, you know, carried on and did the fix with the axle hubs, and this is now getting on for maybe well over a year now, and it's been, well, you can see how it performs, absolutely lovely. But the thing is, the other day I was going through, I think I mentioned on another previous video about the 6 of them and what problems we'll have. I've got 4 that are perfect and 2 that weren't because they had the light issues. I've got the green Freightliner, the cab doesn't come on at one end, but again I've changed the direction of travel so the cab doesn't come on at the back end, so it doesn't matter. And then I was going through this one and I thought, oh yeah, this is the one that the nighttime running light doesn't work, and I just thought, oh well, I'll just check, and blow me down, it's working. So it's cured itself. So it must have been just a slight contact or something rather, just not making a good contact. And now with a year, well, it's not had a year full of running, but you know, I've owned it a year, and she's gone round this little layout enough times, and I suppose going over the old points and whatever, they get jarred a little bit, and it's cured it. So happy days. Now obviously I haven't got the sound on so I can chat to you, but someone who has had these sounds on was Alan at Dragon Junction Mark II. He's done 2 videos in short succession. One of them, I suppose, just showing off DCC operation at the end of the day. You know, if you've got your sound chips and everything, you know, yes, it's nice to have sound, but as you can see here, I don't always have the sound on. I do like hearing just a clickety-clack everything. But Alan, he put I think 12 locos, and he just was turning all the sounds on one after the other, and the noise, wow, unbelievable. And the thing is though, with Alan's setup, is, you know, with his lovely big shed, when he's running full length trains, God, just as you can hear, even with these little things going around this short thing, it does make a lot of noise just to hearing the clickety clack. So yeah, he had a decibel meter, yeah, sound meter anyway, and yeah, it got very loud with 12 locos all running. I think I got about 12 on the layout here, I don't know, but I'm not going to do the same thing, because to be honest, it's even worse in this little shed because it is small. But then the next test that he did was even, I suppose, you know, even better, showing off DCC control. He got 8 trains running around on his 4 tracks, and he had them under individual control. So unlike my 68s coming round that are in the consist due to the gauge master controller, Alan was running 8 trains independently operated. So he had the task of getting them all running together without running into each other. But if that wasn't hard enough to do, Alan being Alan, and I don't know if someone asked him to do it or so, I don't know, but what he did, he went, you know, one step further. He had them running with rakes of coaches behind them, so even more opportunity to have a sort of train crash, because he had to get the timing just right and the spacing just right. But he did it, and you know, it's quite a wonderful sight. But also pointing out how noisy it can be. Although he says that the coaches were quieter than if he had wagons, but still a lot of noise. Excuse me. But it just shows off to me what I love about the DCC operation and how straightforward it is to quickly get up and running with DCC, and the fact all my, you know, on this layout all the points are live. You know, you don't have to worry about creating sections and things like that. No, it's wonderful. And I mean, I say I've got about 8, 10 locos. I don't know how many locos I've got on there at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh dear, unlucky for some. I've got 13 locos running around at the moment, and they're all just sitting there just waiting to be told what to do, which is fantastic. You know, there's no need to have them in isolated sections and all that. So anyway, and the DC Concepts alpha meter is telling me that this is, at the moment, it's just using 4/8 of an ohm. Is that right? Not even not of an amp. Not even an amp is being used. Less than half an amp is being used, and that is with locos running. But the fact that you've got locos on your track as well, they're also live. You know, just because you haven't got them moving, they're still sitting there waiting for a signal from your controller. So yeah, it does all count. But anyway, so bloody good job there, Alan. You do come up with things. You made work for yourself, but wow, you did a good job there. Who else? Susanna at Mildenhall Volmer. She has saved herself a lot of money. I have a chinwag with her as well as Alan over the old phone every now and then. And I don't know if you've been following her layout. She's been getting hold of these Class 60s old Lima locos and rebranding them, respraying them, and doing them up, putting lights on them, and bringing, you know, the good old Lima 60, showing that it's still worth running around your modern loco layout rather. And she's done a bloody good job. She's not waiting for Hornby to release the over-expensive 60s. She's getting them and doing them up, and she's got a fleet of rebranded 60s going around now, and in the correct colours, because she sprayed them, unlike what Hornby's colour schemes are at the moment. So yeah, well done, Susanna. And I'd also like what you've done with the layout. You've modified the layout, you've rejigged it, and yeah, I like what you've done. It's good. So well done you, and look forward to more videos. Robert, as I say, Robert with Robert's Train Sets, another bloke I love to death. Yeah, I've started this video off with a homage to Robert, because he's now got his trademark now. I think he appears every time he makes a video. Sorry, you can't see him because he's got a tea mug up to his face before he starts the video. Oh, Robert, you make me laugh. You're great fun. And who else? There's so many people, guys, that I do follow on YouTube. All you YouTubers. Dave of Dave's Trains, another great guy with always his little stories and everything. Fantastic work he does. And you know, puts a lot of it work. I mean, it's not easy building these little storylines and things, you know. So there's Dave. There's another Michael of the I can't think of his name. It's the 40-foot loft layout, or layout in the 40-foot long layout in the loft. His name's Michael, and absolutely unbelievable. I mean, as I say, it's 40 foot long. It's all done. It's all finished. It's all detailed. I mean, yes, you can always keep adding little bits and pieces, but you know, it's Jesus, how long it must have taken him to build that. I mean, it's a superb layout, and yeah, it's all detailed. It's brilliant. All been weathered and ballasted and scenery and oh crikey, and full length rake of trains that he runs. You know, oh blimey, fantastic. So hello Michael, yeah, love your layouts, they're great. And I suppose I'll just finish off, hopefully that we're seeing, and best wishes to Graham at Lakeside. I don't know if people know, but he's gone through, you know, the wars at the moment. His poor wife was very ill, and he's taken the break from modelling, but to look after his lady wife. But from what he's been posting of late, it looks like he's past the worst, and things are making a turn up for the, you know, for the better. So he's even saying that he's going to come up and start making videos again back on Lakeside. So well, it's just great news all round, Graham. We can't wait for you to come back to see Lakeside, but obviously only when it suits you and the wife is better. But it sounds like she's improving day by day, so that's fantastic news, mate. And I look forward to you being back on good old Lakeside again, okay? To the others, guys, there's so many of you. I mean, I do apologise for leaving you off. You know, I suppose this is a little shout out to people I knew the most, but I do apologise, but just so many of you. And I love this hobby, and I do what I can do, so I enjoy watching what you lot are all doing, so just keep them coming. And there's a couple of YouTubers that go out into the real world and take films of the real McCoy, real freight engines going around, and I just love watching those videos as well. But yeah, okay. Oh yeah, the one thing I said about the what I did to the layout, sorry, the last thing I'll cover is the what I did on the track. As you know, this here is Jarvis fine scale chippings is the ballast that I used, yeah, and obviously it's a light grey. But what I did with some weathering powder, I with a brush, because I don't have an airbrush, but with a brush I was just lightly putting the powder on in the middle section in between the rails to make them darker. Alright, because obviously in the real world, especially with diesel engines and things, you would have oil and, you know, this, that and the other, wouldn't you, start building up on the track. So I haven't gone to the full hog of doing it either side or anything like that. The rusty rail look of the track is down to tarnishing, because the it's going a sort of yellowy brown, so it's self tarnishing. So I don't have to get out the old rusty rail colour, because it's doing it anyway. The tops of the rails, obviously, because I'll keep them clean, is still nice and shiny. But yeah, that's what I did. I put the weathering powder down. So now you won't see it on all the videos following, but on some of them you'll see that I have done it, because I made those videos before I did it. And then obviously, and I'll move the camera to show you, I've done it on going onto the TMD yard, because the concrete of the TMD yard, although it was stained, didn't really have the stains of oily marks or anything. So I'm going to move the camera and you'll see what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. So I haven't gone ballistic, so we're not, you know, looking down the centres of the tracks. I just wiped some weathering powder on that just to darken the lines there. Obviously from the points a little bit more, but not really, you know, lots of black oil marks as such. Didn't want to do that. However, what I did do was the good old fueling point, because with all the best will in the world, you always will get a bit of spillage, and so that's what I've created there now. So the refueling point now on both sides has got a little bit more grubbiness on the cement work. And as you can see from the TMD, when I get these step gantries or inspection gantries, whatever they are, I'll just have to see, maybe I can fit one along this track there, but I don't want really just completely keep cramming stuff onto the yard, because it's possibly got more on there already than what it should have. But hey ho. Well, there we are. So that is the last thing I meant to tell you about. Just a little bit of black weathering on the track. So let's see if I pan round. What's it look like? Can you see the fact that the lines now got you know, definite black centres? I haven't gone mad. You know, I didn't really want them to be too black. But that weathering powder stuff is well, crikey, all you've got to do is apply it a little bit, and that's it. You never shift it again. Obviously, more around the points because of all the grease involved. And as you can see, running just down the middle. So instead of being the same colour as the outside ballast, they've now got their distinct bit of weathering. And you know what? It's I'm a funny old thing. I do try to have the layout itself look weathered, but I can't bring myself to do it to the same thing to the locos and the rolling stock. They've got to be pristine. I can't weather a loco or a wagon, but I can do things like, you know, have the skip, a rusty skip or something like that. So totally, chalk and cheese, isn't it? I'm really weird. So I'm happy to do that to the track and to the layout and have things sort of like looking grubby or whatever. But when I do it to something that's cost 160 quid, no, I won't. I just got to have them pristine. I don't know why. That's just me, I'm afraid. Funny old thing. Right, okay. What I'll do, I'll just I'll just get the sounds running on these things, and you can just watch them go round and round for a couple of circuits, and then following on from that, there'll be some, as I say, some films that I put together. All right. So I'll say goodbye now. Thanks for watching. This is just a chit chat, just to say hi, and hope everybody's well. But for the moment, it's bye for now. So I'll say goodbye and then put the sounds on. All right. Well, I won't speak after that. All right. Bye, everybody. Cheers. Bye bye. Well, I don't know if you can still hear me, but just for a laugh, I thought I'd put the sounds on all 11. So yeah, no matter where they are, all the locos, the 33 here sitting here, she's got the sounds on, the 2 at the front, 2 in the sheds at the back. There's 4 locos in both sheds, and obviously the train's going around. So they're all on tick over. That's what the power she's drawing, 0.69. So still not even drawing an amp. I mean, I know they're not running, but they've got their sounds. They're sitting there with the sounds on. So I'm going to have to turn them off because it's too noisy. But I thought I'd just try it as an experiment. Oh dear. Alright, that's it guys. So if you can still hear me, bye bye. Catch you later. Bye.